everybody, this is Diana from So Very Crafty, and we are here today to make this really cute book pencil case. It is a super simple beginner sewing project that anybody with basic sewing skills can make in no time. This is really a doozy. It is super simple, I assure you. Even though it has a zipper, it's a simple zipper install. So any beginner can make this project without any difficulties whatsoever. So I hope you enjoy this project today. We're going to jump right into it. And if you do enjoy it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ding that bell for notifications so that you can have future So Very Crafty videos delivered right to you. And if you want more sewing and crafting tutorials that you don't find here at the YouTube channel, head over to www.soverycrafty.com to find tons and tons of sewing and crafting tutorials that you won't find here. So let's get started on how to make this terrific little book pen pouch that anybody can make. So in order for us to make this project, we just need a few things. We need some fabric, some interfacing, a zipper, and some elastic. We're going to start out with some fabrics. And I have some really cute little fabrics here that we're going to use today. We're going to start out with 2 pieces of outer fabric that is going to be our main fabric that measures 5 inches by 8 3/4 inches. And I'll put these measurements in the description section below the video where it says see more, so you don't have to write them down now, you can just go there. You're going to need 2 lining pieces that measure the same amount. You're going to need another outer fabric piece that measures 5 inches by 10 1/4 inches. And finally, an accent fabric piece that measures 5 inches by 12 3/4 inches. You're also going to need some interfacing. And in this instance, I've used Pellon SF101, which is a lightweight woven interfacing, but it gives nice body to this project. The measurements for the interfacing are you're going to need 2 pieces that measure 4 1/4 inches by 8 inches, 1 piece that measures 4 1/4 inch by 9 1/2 inches, and 1 piece that measures 4 1/4 inches by 12 inches. So once you have all of these items, you're going to need an 8-inch zipper, and I didn't have an 8-inch zipper, so I shortened this one. Hopefully it will work for us today. We will see. And we're going to need a piece of elastic. I have some 1-inch elastic here, and we want that to be 8 3/4 inch long by 1 inch. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to fuse our interfacing. And I've already done that. We're going to fuse it to our accent fabric and to all of our outer fabrics, but not our lining fabrics. And you're just going to follow the manufacturer's instructions. And for the SF101, I just use a hot iron to fuse this, and it fuses in no time and sticks right onto your fabric. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to take our larger of our outer fabric pieces and we're going to fold it in half lengthwise or widthwise. And we're going to take our accent fabric and we're going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to head over to the iron and I'm going to press these, and I'm going to head over to the sewing machine, and I'm just going to do a top stitch right across this fold. I'm not going to show this on the machine because it's just a straight stitch right across the fold using about a 1/8 inch seam allowance. So I'll be right back. Now that I have these stitched right across the top, I am going to place our accent fabric onto one of our main outer pieces. And I'm just going to line these raw edges up at the bottom. I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch a straight line right down the middle. And that's going to create 2 compartments for me to put some pens in and maybe some other things. Once I've done that, I'm going to place this smaller little pocket piece on here, and I'm just going to stitch around here using a 1/8 inch seam allowance, so we then have a pocket that doesn't have compartments and a pocket that does. So I'm just going to head over to the sewing machine and I'm going to take care of those 2 things, and we'll come back and move on to our next step. Now I'm back, and you can see that we have our pocket here and we have our 2 divided pockets here. Now all we have to do is create a zipper pocket, or a standard zipper pocket. Before we do that though, we are going to take our other outer piece and we're going to attach our elastic to the outside of this zipper pocket, and I'm just going to go over to the sewing machine and stitch using a 1/8 inch seam allowance right across these 2 edges so that I have an elastic that is secure, so that when I move on to my next step I don't have to worry about it. Now we have our elastic on here and we can move on to making our zipper pouch. We're going to take our main fabric piece that has our pockets on it. I'm just going to trim off these errant threads here to make this nice and neat. And I'm going to turn it this way on my work surface. Now I have an 8-inch zipper, a zipper that I've actually shortened. And I have, as you can see, I have folded down the ears of the zipper to get them out of the way, because I want this to be nice and neat on my ends, and I don't want that little rounded part that happens oftentimes on zipper pouches. So I'm going to keep my outer piece facing right sides up, and I'm going to take my zipper and I'm going to place it right sides down in the middle. Now this is not very big project, so I'm just going to eyeball this. But if you're a beginner, you're going to want to measure this or just fold it in half to make sure that you find your center points on both the zipper and on the outer pouch. The next thing you're going to do is take a piece of your lining and you're going to place it right on top. I'm going to use some clips here, but you could use pins just as easily to clip this zipper, the lining, and the outer piece, all 3 layers together. Now, if you don't have any Wonder Clips, I will put a link in the description section of the video on how you can go about getting some of these. I like using them whenever I can. The next thing we're going to do is we are just going to stitch right across our zipper here, and we are going to use a zipper foot. Well, you are going to use a zipper foot to attach this zipper through all 3 of our layers. Now, I have a 1/4 inch foot on my machine most of the time, so I'm just going to use that for this purpose. But I would advise that if you're a beginner sewist, you may want to use a zipper foot for this. And I'm going to have to take some care here because I have these zipper teeth down on the end. Now, this particular zipper looks like it's a metal zipper. It's actually a composite. So my zipper, needle should go through it fairly easily, but we're going to take some care with this because of the way I shortened the zipper. Hopefully when you do this project, you'll have an 8-inch zipper that will fit just perfectly for you. So let's head over to the sewing machine and let's stitch this zipper on so we can move on to our next step. Here we are at the sewing machine, and I have my 1/4 inch foot on, but you could just use your zipper foot if you like. And I'm going to stitch this zipper in place using my 1/4 inch foot. There, we made it through that zipper end on the bottom, and you can see that we have a nicely stitched zipper there, but we're not going to stop there. We're going to top stitch all along this zipper so that our lining piece does not get in the way when we're trying to open and close this zipper. Now you can press this with an iron if you like, or you can just finger press it like I'm doing. Just make sure these bottom raw edges are aligned. And there's the first half of our zipper sewn. And now we're going to go over to our workstation and put together the second half of our zipper. Now here we are back at the workstation, and now all we need to do is take the other side of our zipper pocket, and we're going to place that right sides up on our workstation. We're going to place our zipper again right sides down in the center, and we're going to line up our raw edges on the side. We're going to take our next lining piece and we're going to place that right on top, making sure that these raw edges are lined up. Our zipper is in the center, and we're just going to clip this zipper to the outer piece and the lining piece. Now we're going to head back over to the sewing machine, and we are going to stitch another stitch right along here using our zipper foot, or if you're like me, you can just use your 1/4 inch foot to secure this zipper, and then we're going to top stitch again exactly the same way that we did on the first side of our zipper. Okay, so here we are back at the sewing machine, or back at the workstation, and you can see that we have the 2 sides of our zipper stitched nicely in place, and now we just need to finish up this project. And the way we're going to do that is we are going to place our outer pieces right sides together and our lining pieces right sides together, and we're just going to clip these so that our raw edges are nice and aligned. And I'm going to open up this zipper. This is a very important step. If I had forgotten to open the zipper, I wouldn't be able to turn this right sides out. And we would be stuck with a closed zipper pouch. And again, if you don't have Wonder Clips, you can pin this if you like. Now we need to make sure that we leave an opening in the bottom of our project here. And I'm just going to put some clips here, and we're going to leave this opening for turning. We're going to turn our project through this opening and through the open zipper in our zipper pouch. Now we're going to head over to the sewing machine, and we are just going to use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and we're going to stitch all the way around our project, but we're going to leave this opening open so that we can turn our project. So let's head over to the sewing machine. Here we are back at the sewing machine, and I'm going to start stitching this right here at my lining using my 1/4 inch foot. I'm going to do a little back stitch here. When you get to the corner, make sure that you lift your presser foot with your needle down so that you have a nice crisp corner. And there we have it, and we have our little opening here on the bottom. Now here we are back at the workstation, and it's time for us to clip our corners. I'm just going to clip these corners close to the edge of the stitching, but make sure you don't cut through the stitching or you will have a giant hole in the bottom of your pouch. Now I'm going to reach through here and through my open zipper, and I'm going to turn this bag right sides out. Just going to poke out my corners here with this poking tool. There we go. Much better. Now we can close up our zipper pouch. We have our pockets in the front, our elastic in the back, and all we have to do is wrap it around a book, and we have finished with our project today. And we can put some scissors in here, some paper clips, some pens and pencils, maybe a phone. Whatever you like can go into this little zipper pouch with the pockets in the front and the elastic in the back. Perfect for school, perfect for work. Great little project, super simple for a beginner sewist. I urge you to give this project a try. I hope you enjoyed it today. It's been a fun one. Use some cute little fabrics like I've used here today. You can always find them online or at quilting shops. Particularly, you can find cute little quilting fabrics, and I've used all quilting cottons today for this project, so it's super simple and easy to work with. So if you enjoyed this project today, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ding that bell for notifications so that you can get future Sew Very Crafty videos in your inbox. And if you want more sewing and crafting tutorials, head over to www.sewverycrafty.com for loads and loads and loads of sewing and crafting tutorials that you won't find here at the YouTube channel. So I hope you have a wonderful day today and stitch one of these up. It's a fun one, and I will see you all next time. Bye.